Hi, my name is Michaela Benish, and I am doing my service learning project with the Lincoln Children's Museum here in Lincoln. My initial impressions of the agency are the populations that I serve. When I first started volunteering at the museum, I thought it was an 8 to 5, children and their parents come play, they go home, and that was that. But I quickly realized that the people who visit the museum have a relationship with the museum, and the museum puts on a lot of events outside of business hours that I never realized they did. They also not only serve small children and their parents, but they even have tried to expand their audience towards college age kids. And I recently found out that they have a night like once a month where the museum's open on like a Friday night from 8 to midnight, and it's just for college kids. Like they have free range of the museum, so I thought that was super cool. I also volunteered at Hollow Green last week, which is an event where kids and their parents dress up. They come in. The whole third floor of the museum is trick or treating, and then the two lower levels are just activities, Halloween games. They can also play in the museum exhibits. I mean, I was there to help them plan this event and everything, so I guess it really like opened up my eyes and made me realize they put on a lot more events than you think. They're not just a museum that you go visit during certain business hours, and that it really takes the whole museum crew to make an event possible. So, I mean, I personally gained a lot more respect for this organization, so my impressions have definitely gotten better. One example of how I've applied an interpersonal skill that we've learned in class to this project, I mentioned in my last video that I've been able to approach the parents of the kids a lot easier. My relationship has gotten better as far as I'm more confident and I'm able to strike up a conversation with them. But I realized that the children honestly aren't as easy as the parents, which a lot of people would probably think that's opposite. But I always just feel like I'm creepy towards kids, like we're those weird college kids that they like are scared of. I know like a lot of times I'll be cleaning up an exhibit and the kids kind of look at you and like hug towards their parents, which you can't blame them. But I've gotten a lot better at like connecting and building a relationship with the kids. So I'm able to talk to them, make sure they're having fun, just kind of show them new stuff they can do with an exhibit. We've gotten a few new exhibits that are kind of confusing, so I've been able to show them how it works and make sure they have the most fun that they can have at the museum. So I've definitely gained a skill of being able to talk to kids, I guess you could say. One example of how I've contributed to the organization. I've spent a majority of my volunteer hours with the marketing department at the museum, so I feel like I've impacted them as far as the marketing director said that she had a horrible time with her pictures. She needed them organized, so I took all the pictures they've ever used for social media, publications, anything, and I organized them into folders, which were categories. So I put them under like the event they were, or like they want to increase diversity in their publications. So if it had a diverse individual, like individuals with diverse backgrounds, I'd put them into a folder. So I just really organized all their images, and I've also helped with making like bulletin boards. So I feel like I've definitely helped on the creative aesthetic appearance of the museum. But I feel like I've had an impact on just like the visitors who visit the museum. Just last week, I was cleaning an exhibit, and honestly, when I signed up for this, I thought this would be go pick up some of the toys, make it look nice. I mean, they have tons of volunteers there, so I really didn't feel like I was that important. That they kind of just let anyone volunteer as long as you pass a background check. But this little girl came up to me in a frantic, and she got separated from her mom and her sister. So right then and there, I realized I was much more than a volunteer. It was more than my job. I honestly thought my job was to clean, make sure the kids were having fun, interact with them. But this was the moment I realized it's also my job to make sure that these kids are safe when they're at the museum. So I helped this little girl find her mom, her sister. Everyone was happy, and this just really opened up my eyes that no matter your role in a position, you may be asked to do more than you thought you were expected of, and you may be a lot more important than you think. I mean, I honestly just thought I was a volunteer, but to that child and her parents, I was an important volunteer because I helped her find her parents. So this was just like really eye opening and just made me realize that no matter what organization you're working with, you are important and you do really matter to people. So, I mean, that was a really cool experience. Probably the greatest experience I've had at the museum so far. So, I've really enjoyed my time with the museum. I finished up my hours this week, but this whole project has made me realize I have the time to volunteer. I now realize that I do have an impact on people and can make a difference. So I think I will stick it out and I'll continue to volunteer while I'm here in Lincoln for school. So, I mean, I definitely got a lot out of this project so far and I look forward to keep doing it.